I said I wasn't going to be live during the draft. That doesn't mean we can't go live now. Guys, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, just getting out of work. So we're in our car and we thought, hey, why not try to go live? We can recap what happened yesterday in a crazy day one, a day one that we just found out was the most watched day one in NFL history. So that's awesome. Obviously, we can't have people there watching the draft. So it's good to see that there are people at home watching the draft. And it definitely had a different feel, right? Definitely something that we're not used to. A lot of things happened that we're not used to yesterday. Roger Goodell made some grammatical or some errors. Hey, Miles, how you doing? Welcome to Believers Talk. Glad you can make it. And listen, guys, if you want to watch day two of the NFL draft, if you want Buffalo Bills coverage of day two of the NFL draft, head over to Hashtag Sports. You know my friends Mara and Paul over there. Great guys. Hey, Juan, how you doing? Geek Squad. Hey, I'm hiding because I might get excited. You know, it's day two of the NFL draft. Let me get my hat right. Hey, Ronald, good to see you all coming in here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button while you're here. Day two of the NFL draft, and that means the Bills' time is now. The Buffalo Bills, as of right now, have two draft picks today. One in round two, one in round three. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do here, and I don't think they could do very much unless they pull like an Oakland Raiders, Atlanta Falcons type situation where they pick someone way, way beyond what people expected. I don't think they could do too much. That would really disappoint a lot of Bills fans. Let me know in the comment section, do you think there's a player currently in the top 50 or 75 that the Bills would pick up? That would really be a disappointment. Time to have fun today. Let's trade up and make some noise, says Juan. I remember we did the first mock draft. That one mock draft that we did together on Thursday night was a lot of fun. We need to go get Diggs, says Ronald Enix. Get those two, the Diggs and Diggs connection in Buffalo. We know that there's that they are related, both the Diggs that we just got and the Diggs still in the draft. So we know we could go that route, but there's plenty of ways we can go here, right? Only one running back taken in the first round. That was the last pick by the Kansas City Chiefs. And so I'm interested to see, and Cam Akers, that's what I'm just talking about, the running backs. I'm interested to see if now that the first running back's gone, if at the beginning of this day, if at the beginning of the draft at 7 p.m., if we see a run on running backs. There's a decent amount of good running backs out there, right? You talk about Swift still being out there. You talk about Cam Akers still being out there. You talk about A.J. Dillon still being out there. We know there's some guys that I like, Jonathan Taylor, Dobbins also still on the board, as Corey just brought up as well. Hey, Yvonne, how you doing? San Diego. Good that you guys could be here. I love talking to you guys from all different locations from around the world. I know that we have one guy joins us from Germany on a regular basis, Stefan, I believe his name is. I enjoy listening to him and having him stop by, and I appreciate all you guys stopping by out there as well. Dylan's nice too, Surround. Absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to me now that Kansas City took a running back with the 32nd overall pick. If there is a little bit of a run, maybe two or three running backs go early in the second round, since one was taken already. The guy from LSU was taken by the Kansas City Chiefs for the last pick yesterday. I'm not going to lie. There was not a single pick by an AFC East team yesterday. Hey, Apex. Not a single pick by an AFC East team yesterday that I was like stunned by and worried about, right? You talk about the Jets picking up an offensive tackle, begins with a B. I forget his last name. You talk about the Dolphins using 3 draft picks. They pick up Tua, of course. They pick up an offensive tackle and they pick up a cornerback. How much you want to bet Bean moves up? And it's like I don't bet on things that I know might happen. I'm sorry. What's the word today, Joe? We're just talking about yesterday a little bit. Hey, I got him ready just for you. Got him ready just for you. About to grab pizza. That's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to grab some food, get ready, because again, the draft starts at 7 p.m. And again, you want to head over to Hashtag Sports to watch it. Hey, Steven. So yesterday, there was a single move by the AFC East teams that really impressed me, that really worried me at all. When I look at the Dolphins, they got that cornerback later. And now the Dolphins did get extra draft capital. They traded back with the Packers and did get extra draft capital. The Packers getting the replacement for Aaron Rodgers, it seems. Hey, Nate. So I'm not sure about that pick. I know I was actually talking to a Packers fan when that draft pick happened. He was a little thrown off by it. Now, obviously, they still want to get a wide receiver. Still plenty of wide receivers left in the draft. Yeah, as Apex said, the Dolphins took 2 second-round picks, or mocked second-round picks in the first round. Again, Tua, you kind of saw that one coming, but you're not sure what to expect. Hey, Elliot, glad to see you in here from Tua Tagovailoa. I even said it on this channel. I said, I wish the best for Tua, unless he went to a division rival. Well, he went to a division rival, so I hope that I never want someone to be injured. Becton is talented but raw, and that's who the Jets got, right? I believe the Dolphins got Jackson, the Jets got Becton. So but you have the 11th overall pick, and you take an offensive tackle. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? The first round was boring. I watched some Stefon Diggs video, I'm not gonna lie, to get through it. But man, I think that we made out pretty well, right? I mean, figure with the Dallas Cowboys taking a wide receiver when they did, I think that you could say Stefon Diggs is better than Jefferson, and that we made out on that deal, giving away the 22 overall pick for Stefon Diggs. Now it comes to the second round, boys, and we're going to have a good time. William, Wake Forest, North Carolina in the house. Trust me and the boys will make the right decisions. Absolutely. I mean, if you look at, hey Josh, how you doing? If you look at the history of the Buffalo Bills, if you look at the short history of Brandon Beane and Coach McDermott, and that's only 2 years for Brandon Beane, 3 years for Coach McDermott, I would say their worst pick in the draft, at least especially in the first 3-4 rounds, would be Nathan Peterman, of course, but then maybe Zay Jones, right? So as long as we stay away from the Nathan Peterman types, and it looks like we have our quarterback of the future, we should be all right. So in the past 3 years, that's a great question. In the past 3 years, has Nathan Peterman been the worst Buffalo Bills draft pick? I think it has been, but fifth. You're right, Apex. He was a fifth, so that even makes it more acceptable that it was absolutely terrible. But maybe he was just put in a bad situation, guys. Sometimes you throw 9 picks in 2 games when you're just put in a bad situation. Do I think the Bills are going to do good this year, Nate? I think so. So going into I'm a Bills fan, first of all, so let's get that bias out of the way. But going into the season last year, the whole way, Zay was the worst. Second round, we traded up for him too, so that might be why Zay is the worst. But anyhow, going into last season, I said 8-8 was my expectation. Trevon Diggs is still on the board. I said 8-8 was my expectation. We exceeded expectations by going 10-6, and even at 8-8, I had the Buffalo Bills winning the division this coming season with Brady still in New England. I mean, with Brady still in New England, I said the Bills are going to the division, and I still expect that. I don't think the Bills are going to have a good season. I expect the Bills are going to have a good season. I think the Bills are going to have a good season every year. Every year I go into it thinking this could be a year. And this is why draft time is so much fun for every team. Because every team feels like we have a chance. We have a chance to do something here with this team. Miami, 3 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, 2 first-round draft picks next year. They have a chance to do something. The Jets, a top 15 draft pick, could go get a wide receiver. They have a chance to do something. Now, as we all know, games are won and lost in the trenches, so you can't blame them necessarily for taking offensive and defensive tackle. But that's the way they decided to go, and it doesn't scare me. There's nothing that scares me. Now, Becton, you do have a run back that maybe Becton can power his way to the starting offensive line rotation and do good things for Bell. But also, you have to consider the Jets saw the Bills twice. They saw what they were doing, and maybe they're learning a little something too. Good thing is they might be learning a little something too and saying this works. This rotation stuff works. So they might be learning from some of the best in the business in Buffalo. But yes, to answer your question, I expect the Buffalo Bills to do well this season. And by well, I mean win the division, win at least one playoff game, and even have home field advantage in more than one playoff game. 12-4. Dare I say 13-3? I know what the schedule looks like, guys. I know what the schedule looks like. Hey, Amy, always glad to see you in the house. Glad you're here. I'm draft ready. Nice hat. Yeah, I went to New Era to try to get the official draft hat, right? But they were out of them. Sold out. But I couldn't go through the NFL draft without getting a new hat. So I got the alternate one, Nickel City Football. That's how we do it in Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo Bills. Again, very excited for draft day. You know what it is. 2 draft picks. Some people expect Brandon Beane to move up. If he moves up, I still want that 3rd rounder, right? If he moves up, I think we did this in the one mock draft that we did on Thursday, we moved up and we gave away our 4th and our first 6th or something like that. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm just reading some of your comments. Nickel City. So and actually it was cool because my wife actually didn't know why Buffalo was called Nickel City, so I got to explain that to her. If you don't know, it's because on the other side of a Buffalo what is it? Buffalo nickel is, or on an Indian nickel is the buffalo, and so that's why it's called Nickel City. So it's that simple. But so I gotta explain that to her. So she's getting more Buffalo Bills knowledge. She's a Buffalo Bills. I am in the parking garage. How did you know? I like I said, I just got out of work, and before I went home, I thought maybe I'd go live real quick. And the kids at home, crazy loud right now probably. So I thought do the video while I'm in the car. And let's do it. I'm going with trading the 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks, but then you don't get your punter, right? You want a punter. I want some action on day 3. I really do. But if we trade our 5th, 6th, both our 6th and 7ths, Joe is essential. Thank you. I appreciate it. But if we trade our 5th, 6th, and 7th, and maybe get like a 2nd and a 4th, something like that, I don't know. I think that'd be just fine. But again, the Bills are in a position where we can pick best player available. So if that means we only get 4 draft picks this season, then that's okay because we have a pretty stacked roster as is. The Bills are in a good position to run away with the AFC this year. I really believe that. I think that not only can we win this division, now, of course, Belichick's always going to be tough. I know they traded back. I know that they probably got some draft picks for that, and they're going to use them for something. Part of me thinks they might use them next year and try to go up and get Trevor Lawrence. Wouldn't that be something? But they have, 13 draft picks now in this year's NFL draft. Last year was a success because we had virtually a brand new O-line, new wideouts, new tight ends, and a rookie running back, and it was only Josh's 2nd season 10. Oh, absolutely. Last year was a phenomenal, beyond expectation season. That's what I'm talking about. It was so beyond expectations. Like I said, anything below 8-8 last season was going to be a disappointment, but anything above 9-7 was going to be above expectations because you had a new offensive line. You only had 3 returning offensive starters. Josh Allen, Scott Blakely with the $4.99 donation, all the way at 54 for Chin, trading up to 3rd for running back or wide receiver, best player available. First of all, thank you, Scott, for the $4.99 donation. I always appreciate those super chats, guys. And again, every cent I get from the super chats, from this channel in general, goes right back into this channel so I can continue to provide you guys with the best Buffalo Bills coverage. But yeah, I would love to see Chin fall to us. I would love to see a bunch of these players fall to us. You still have Mims out there. I know I am skeptical about going wide receiver in the 1st and 2nd round, but if he's the best player available, that's what we got to take. Winfield is still there. I never thought Winfield would still be there. If Winfield drops to us, best player available, safety. I think we picked up a safety in the one draft we did on Thursday. If he's the best player available, you take him. You go for it. We'll be kings of the AFC East. Let's go, Buffalo. Absolutely will be. Again, I think 12-4, 13-3. Again, Miami's not far behind if these picks hit. But again, they did pick up some picks that are questionable in the 1st round. If these picks hit, we missed you last night in the chat, Joe. Yeah, I actually was hanging out with my cousin. We had a good time talking and stuff. Anthony, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't get to talk to my cousin all that much. He lives about 2 hours away, so it was good to catch up with him. And I talked to him throughout the draft. I also talked to one of his buddies who I know. So we had a good time. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking out the chat room tonight, especially around pick 50 to see what's going on. But Miami's not that far behind. If they hit on these draft picks, who knows what's going to happen with these draft picks? But if they hit on them, they're not that far behind. New England, you never know what New England is going to do. They're like a wild card right now, right? Because you know that they might not be that good this year. We drafted Duggar, and we might do that again. He's still out there, too. And we don't know what New England is going to do with all these draft picks. 13 draft picks. They have a lot of ammunition, right? And so who knows what they plan on doing. And then you talk about the Jets. The Jets just got offensive tackle as well. He's like someone said earlier, he's raw, but he's talented. Maybe they can work that into something. I think we might have a tough division, but I still think the Bills are the best team right now in that division, and I don't think it's all that close. Again, I think the Buffalo Bills win this division by at least 2, if not 3 games. And I'm really looking forward to it. So again, guys, check out the draft. I just wanted to get on here today. Again, the Bills have 2 picks right now. If the Bills trade up, I don't expect it to be that far, right? Maybe pause the the draft around pick 47, and that's when you might begin to see a Buffalo Bills trade up. So the draft begins at 7. However, if you're not feeling the draft at 7, check it out. Probably around 8, you still wouldn't have missed the Bills pick unless they do something crazy and move up that far. What do I think the Bills will use their picks on? I think their first pick should be used on edge. If an edge is the best player available. Again, I want to see I don't want to see the second round pick used on a running back. I know there's running back talent out there. I just think the value of a running back is not that high. So I don't want to see running back. I know you guys like Duggar. I like Okwara or Weaver, right? If Weaver's still available from Boise State, I feel like he fits our system well. Best player available at 54. I agree with that. If Okwara is available from Notre Dame, I take him. But I want Weaver first. If Weaver is available, take Weaver. If not, Okwara is a nice secondary prize. If Epenesa by some miracle is there, that would be great. Yes, I mean there are players that are currently still available that I don't think are going to be there. Again, like I said, Denzel Mims still available. If he's available at 54, you have to take him. There's no question about it. And I even said everything I said about wide receivers, there's no question about it. You have to take them. If DeAndre Swift is still there at 54, you have to consider taking him at that point. He has a first round grade. You get him almost towards the end of the second round. All about Mims, says Amy. That would be amazing. If we can get Denzel Mims, that would be amazing. Definitely adds explosiveness to our offense. Kind of like what Dallas did yesterday. They were not going into this draft thinking they were getting that talented of a wide receiver. He drops to them and they pick him up late. But speaking realistically, I believe that those players will be gone. And so it's so different to draft for best player. It's awesome. It's absolutely amazing. So again, I'm going to go, my consolation prize will be Okwara from Notre Dame. But I would really like to get Weaver. Defensive end edge would be where I would go in the second round. In the third round, I would love to see the Buffalo Bills go running back in the third round. Again, maybe even trade up, or it's not out of the realm of possibilities to trade back. I saw the most recent mock trade, mock draft that Matt Perino did yesterday, and he has trading back in the second, but he had us having 3 picks, I believe it was, in the first 101 picks, and I thought it was an amazing draft. If you guys saw, I thought it was amazing. If the Bills do that, I'm very excited. I think they traded back in the second, and then they traded up in the third. I was absolutely amazed by it. I really enjoyed it. So again, that's something I'd look out for possibly going to happen. But I would go Weaver in the first round, or in the second round with our first pick if he's still available. And then in the third round, I'd love to look at a running back if a running back is still that high. Maybe a Benjamin, maybe a Moss, who knows? But that's where I would go. But yeah, definitely, guys, hit that like button. Again, thank you guys for tuning in for this edition of Believers Talk. We recapped last night a little bit. Like I said, nothing that the AFC East did either surprised me, A, I was not surprised at all by any of the moves, or scared me, B. Like there's no one out there that was like, oh, crap, we have that guy in our division. Now, the scariest pick for me was the pick from Arizona, because I was like, crap, we play Arizona this coming season. So that was the scariest pick for me throughout the whole draft. But nothing from the AFC East worried me. I think the Dolphins missed out on some opportunities to get some real playmakers. I think the Jets went the right position, but probably not the best player. I mean, Wirfs was still available, right? And how Wirfs drops to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is unbelievable by me. I just don't understand that. I was actually, when I was talking to the guys last night, they were like, of course Brady gets Wirfs. Of course that would happen. But it was good to see that, he went to the NFC, though. Tom Brady's in the NFC now, so that's okay. I'm not too worried about Tom Brady unless we see him in the Super Bowl. I would love to see Tom Brady. Jets going to be Jets. Yeah, the Jets are just got the wrong tackle. I think they picked the right decision. Brady must have sold his soul. I think he did that a long time ago. But the Jets got the right position in my mind. Everyone thought they'd go wide receiver, but you want to win at the line of scrimmage. If Sam Darnold's time to throw the ball, he's a talented enough kid to get the job done. And it just seems like at this time they went wrong player. But again, these drafts sometimes can be a crapshoot. We knew that there were a lot of good. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You know that I am going to keep you up to date on every single Buffalo Bills draft pick. So tomorrow you can expect to see 2 videos dropping, giving you a player profile and players we selected, letting you know what he adds to this team. If I liked the pick overall, maybe even like an initial reaction video will come out as soon as the Buffalo Bills pick, just to give you my initial reaction. But again, you guys want to be watching Hashtag Sports. I understand that. I want to be watching Hashtag Sports. They're great over there, and they're teaming up with some other guys too. You know that Buffalo Fanatics is going to be doing something. You know that Dan Mitchell from the Down Mafia, he's going to be doing something. So make sure to check it out. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Plenty of Buffalo Bills draft coverage, which is why I did not feel the need to go live. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you, Nate, for tuning in and for the subscribe. Hey, Hashtag Sports coming in here, just talking about you, just singing your praises. Great coverage last night. And I'm sure you're going to continue tonight. I'll be trying to join you guys. Like I said earlier, I was hanging out with my cousin via Zoom yesterday, and we were watching the draft together. It was a good time. So I didn't get a chance to watch it too much yesterday, but I know you guys did a great job. I'm sure you guys had a lot of fun. And guys, again, check them out today. So much Bills coverage on YouTube. I enjoy every single second of it. I hope you do too. I hope you guys enjoy the draft. 2 picks by the Bills right now for tonight. And again, we'll keep you covered right here on Believers Talk. So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the draft. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.